Welcome back to Mysteries Crime Stories, the channel where we dive into the darkest crimes, the strangest cases, and the mysteries that have haunted generations. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe so you never miss these mysteries. Tell us in the comments what you think about the cases we cover, what you'd like to see in future videos, and share this story with anyone who would find it important. Now, let's begin. Secret societies have long been a subject of fascination, fear, and speculation. Their allure lies not only in their hidden rituals and exclusive membership, but in the shadow they cast across history, politics, religion, and crime. Beneath the surface of ordinary life, secret societies claim power in whispers, sealed chambers, coded symbols, and silent oaths that bind members for life. To understand why these groups have been both feared and mistrusted, one must delve deep into their origins, practices, betrayals, and the devastation they have left behind. Secret societies thrive on one central principle: secrecy itself. It is the cornerstone of their existence. Without it, they are nothing more than fraternal clubs. But secrecy breeds suspicion, and secrecy combined with power has often been the recipe for treachery. From the hidden rites of the Freemasons to the coded gatherings of the Illuminati, from clandestine orders in ancient China to shadowy fraternities in elite universities, these societies blur the line between loyalty and danger. The oath a member swears may demand silence even in the face of crime, treason, or murder. It is this secrecy that makes them untrustworthy, for their allegiance to their society often outweighs their allegiance to truth, justice, or morality. Throughout history, rulers and governments have either feared or sought to control secret societies. Ancient Rome, for instance, was rife with associations and cults that conducted their gatherings away from public scrutiny. The Bacchanalian cults were accused of wild, hidden rituals that threatened the moral order of society. Rome eventually suppressed them, recognizing that once loyalty shifts from the state to the society, rebellion festers in the shadows. This lesson has echoed through every era since. Once men bind themselves more tightly to their brethren in secrecy than to their community, chaos follows. During the Middle Ages, Europe witnessed the rise of groups like the Knights Templar. Publicly, they were warrior monks sworn to protect pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. Privately, rumors swirled of hidden rituals, vast wealth, and coded knowledge. When King Philip IV of France turned against them, accusing them of heresy and blasphemy, the world saw how fragile trust could be when secrecy was involved. Whether guilty or innocent, the Templars had become too powerful, too shadowy, and ultimately too threatening. Their swift downfall serves as a reminder that secret loyalties invite suspicion, and suspicion breeds destruction. In China, secret societies like the Heaven and Earth Society emerged under oppressive dynasties. Cloaked in mystery, these groups promised loyalty and protection among their members, but that loyalty came at a cost. Betrayal was punished with death. The societies operated like underground states, with codes, hierarchies, and rituals that separated members from outsiders. The state saw them as enemies, not merely because of their opposition, but because their secrecy eroded the trust that binds ordinary citizens to authority. Members lived in fear of betrayal and retaliation, for in such circles, loyalty was enforced by blood. The Enlightenment and subsequent centuries saw the emergence of secret groups in Europe and America that wielded cultural and political influence. Freemasonry, for instance, presented itself as a society of brotherhood, morality, and enlightenment. Yet the secrecy of its meetings, the complexity of its symbols, and the whispered claims of political manipulation gave rise to conspiracy theories. In Catholic countries, the Church condemned them, fearing that loyalty to the lodge might outweigh loyalty to faith. In Protestant countries, suspicion grew that these societies were plotting behind closed doors to influence governments and shape revolutions. To this day, the Masons are both admired and mistrusted, a contradiction born from their hidden nature. In the United States, the fear of secret societies reached fever pitch in the 19th century. The mysterious disappearance of William Morgan in 1826 ignited outrage. Morgan, a stonemason from New York, threatened to publish a book revealing the secrets of the Masons. He vanished without a trace, and many believed he had been murdered by fellow Freemasons to protect their order. The public uproar was so intense that it gave birth to the Anti-Masonic Party, the first third-party movement in American politics. Whether the Masons were guilty or not, the mere suspicion showed how fragile trust becomes once secrecy intertwines with power. Universities, too, became breeding grounds for elite secret societies. At Yale, the Skull and Bones Society was founded in 1832. Its members, drawn from the wealthiest and most influential families, pledged themselves to lifelong secrecy. Generations of American leaders, including presidents and senators, have passed through its ranks. The rituals remain hidden, the oaths unspoken to outsiders. But the influence of such societies in shaping leadership has sparked mistrust. If the decisions of powerful men are shaped in hidden chambers rather than public arenas, how can ordinary people place their trust in them? The 20th century brought new fears as global conflicts and political shifts created fertile ground for conspiracies. Totalitarian regimes, whether fascist or communist, understood the threat of secret societies. They banned them, persecuted members, and replaced them with state-controlled organizations. Yet even in free societies, suspicion lingered. Whispers of Illuminati influence, secret cabals controlling finance, or clandestine groups orchestrating wars became the stuff of both genuine concern and wild conspiracy. Though many of these claims lacked proof, they thrived precisely because secrecy leaves room for speculation. Where there is no light, shadows create their own truths. Criminal organizations also function as secret societies. The Mafia, for example, operates under codes of silence and loyalty. To become a made man in the Sicilian Cosa Nostra or the American Mafia required initiation rituals binding members to secrecy under penalty of death. Betrayal meant not only personal doom, but the destruction of one's entire family. These groups thrived on secrecy, building parallel systems of justice, governance, and economics in defiance of the state. They are a perfect illustration of why secret societies cannot be trusted. Their loyalty is to themselves, never to the greater good. In modern times, technology has made secrecy both easier and more dangerous. Digital communication allows societies to operate in encrypted silence, invisible to outsiders. Online communities can become breeding grounds for secret ideologies, radical groups, or hidden brotherhoods. Unlike the old lodges or temples, these modern secret societies do not require physical chambers. They thrive in the invisible space of cyberspace, where encrypted codes replace handshakes and digital anonymity shields their true purpose. The distrust they generate is magnified, for now secrecy can cross borders instantly, creating global networks hidden from sight. At the heart of all secret societies is the oath. The oath binds members not only to each other but against the world outside. It says, in essence, we are loyal to ourselves above all else, and it is this oath that makes them untrustworthy. For when loyalty to secrecy outweighs loyalty to truth, justice is lost. A member who witnesses corruption may remain silent to protect his brothers. A leader who owes his rise to the society may act not in the public's interest, but in the interest of the society. The oath becomes a chain, silencing conscience and binding men to treachery. There are stories of men who tried to leave their societies and paid dearly. Betrayal is not tolerated. Whistleblowers often find themselves ruined, ostracized, or even dead. History is littered with accounts of those who dared to speak out against the secret order, only to vanish or meet mysterious ends. Even when such claims cannot be fully proven, the pattern of fear and silence remains. It reinforces the belief that secret societies, by their very nature, are dangerous to trust. The symbols of secret societies, whether the all-seeing eye, the skull and crossbones, or the hidden handshake, are not merely decorative. They are tools of identity, markers that separate the initiated from the uninitiated. They remind members of their allegiance and create barriers between insiders and outsiders. To the public, these symbols spark curiosity, but they also reinforce mistrust. Symbols without explanation become signs of exclusion, and exclusion breeds suspicion. One cannot ignore the psychological pull of belonging to a secret society. Humans crave connection, loyalty, and identity. For many, joining such a society offers protection, influence, or even power beyond what they could achieve alone. But this very pull is what makes them perilous. For once inside, one's judgment is clouded by the demands of secrecy and the desire for acceptance. Members may find themselves complicit in actions they would never consider outside the walls of their society. This corruption of conscience is the greatest danger of all. Even today, rumors swirl of global cabals that manipulate politics, finance, and media. Whether real or exaggerated, the fact that so many believe in them is telling. It speaks to the deep-rooted mistrust humanity holds toward secrecy. When power operates unseen, people assume the worst, and perhaps they are right to do so, for history shows that where there is secrecy, there is often abuse. The lesson across centuries, cultures, and continents is the same. Never trust the members of a secret society. Their loyalty is not yours. Their motives are not transparent, and their actions are often hidden in shadow. They may present themselves as enlightened, charitable, or brotherly, but beneath the surface lies an allegiance that can never serve both the society and the greater good equally. To place trust in them is to place trust in secrecy itself, and secrecy, by its very nature, is the enemy of truth. The temptation to believe in secret societies will never fade. They are woven into human history, an eternal reminder that power loves to cloak itself. From ancient cults to modern fraternities, from whispered rituals in candlelit chambers to encrypted messages in cyberspace, secret societies continue to thrive. But behind their oaths and symbols, one truth remains unchanging. Those who pledge their loyalty in secret cannot be trusted in the light.